we'll let the listeners, we'll let the viewers decide in the comments. Are we absolutely mental? This is 45, 50 minutes of just talking about fictional characters playing football together and having to coexist and making this work. Has this been an enlightening experience? It has very much so on my part. I've had an absolute blast talking about this and
it's been
running
enjoyable,
tactics and
at least.
how you would do it. Hi everybody, and welcome to episode 164 of High Scores, High Stakes, the podcast that is on the plane to the World Cup finals. I am your host, sometimes Tomahawk, and with me is a special guest co-host.
Hello. Ryan here. How's it going? Thanks for having me. How you doing,
Yes,
Tom?
thank you for coming on. For those who don't know, friend of the podcast now, TheMightyRyan, he has now joined the doted on alumni of the podcast now. So thank you for coming in. Thank you for taking the time out to talk about football in a PlayStation podcast. Two things that seldom ever come together, but we are in another side quest, if that wasn't evident enough to the weekly listeners now. But no Lova today. It is his birthday. He is having some celebration. So everybody in the comments say happy birthday to Mr. Lova. And Cardinal Smith, Cardinal Smith is just not here today.
Slacker.
And our thoughts and prayers and missing posters are with Cardinal Smith at this time. However, before we get into the topic of today, Ryan, we are going to be doing our starting 11 of gaming characters to go to the World Cup finals. Before we do that, we are going to go into the housekeeping. So if this is your 164th time listening to this, skip forward about a minute. If this is your first time, we are High Scores, High Stakes. Myself, Cardinal Smith, and Mr. Lova competing in weekly gaming challenges. Every week we pick a game and complete a challenge in that game, with the winner getting 3 points, second place getting 2 points, and third place getting 1 point. At the end of the 12-week season, the person with the most points goes home with the coveted High Scores, High Stakes Cup. When we're not in competition season, we go into our side quest. We talk gaming lists, drafts, parody game shows. Every week it's like a brand new podcast. And the last Monday of every month we do our Game of the Month series, in which we pick a game and deep dive that game. The last Game of the Month episode was our Spell Brigade episode. Do check that out whenever you can. Next month we are playing Stray, so that is one to look forward to at the end of June. I'm really excited, Ryan, about that, just to digress slightly. It's been on my backlog for so long and I've never played it, and I just know this game is probably really good.
I've heard good things. I've not played it.
Yeah, I want to play other stuff first, but the Game of the Month is always great for us to just play a game and be forced to play it for that month, and then there's no problems then. But yeah, and I think lastly, if an hour or so is not enough High Scores, High Stakes content to sate your week, go over to highscoreshighstakes.com and that will tell you everything that we're doing on the internet, wherever we are doing it on the internet. So that is going to be like Instagram, YouTube, X, Twitter, whatever we're going to call it, Twitch. We're on Twitch regularly enough as well. Full video formats is all on YouTube and Spotify, all that good stuff as well. But that's all the housekeeping done. Ryan, again, welcome on in. Thank you so much for taking the time out to go and do this. The next question I have to ask: where can everyone find you on the internet, and what is it you are doing on the internet these days?
You can find me on a few places: Twitch, YouTube, Twitter/X, whatever you call it. TheMightyRyan. You'll find me.
MightyRyan everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. We'll stick
much
all the descriptions in the show notes, at least anyway. But I've known you through friend of the podcast Behind the Camera, Andy Games. We played a lot of Phasmophobia in our time as well, in the OG early days as well. So big friend of the podcast. And you are here now. You are the alumni. It is great, and we love to see it as well. I suppose we've got all that. We've all the plugs done, everything out of the way. Ryan, for the first time ever on High Scores, High Stakes, can you tell me, what are you playing, stranger?
A lot of different things. I am in the I'm in the friend slop hurricane.
Friends, oh, don't
Friend
Cardinal
slop.
shouted at
I
us for
know.
using friend slop as a term.
Sorry, Cardinal. Yeah, there's a bunch of things we've been playing. I've been playing. There's a game called. It's not really. This one isn't really friend slop, but there's one called Outbound. It's just come out maybe a couple of weeks ago,
Oh,
and
bound,
it's
yeah.
just a bit of a cozy camper van type game.
Oh
Get some.
yes, I
Yeah,
have been like kind of doting on this game. It's kind of like it's giving peak vibes, minus the
yeah. There's no
chaos and the
stakes.
fog and the fire and stuff.
Yeah, there's no like PvE or anything. It's just cozy vibes, find materials, build a little base on the roof of your car and stuff. So yeah,
Very
it's
good.
it's a bit of fun. It's nice and chill. And then the usual other stuff, bit of phasmophobia here and there. Not so much since the customization update. I don't know how much
The last
you've had
couple
to
of
go.
updates I think have been the nail in that game at the minute. Now I'm hoping, like my heart of hearts is hoping that Kinetic can pull this out
Yeah,
post Alan Wake event. Like we're currently in the middle of the Alan Wake crossover event, and I'm really hoping that once like we have a definitive 1.0 date, I'm really hoping that we can fix this and make something work. Like because I just adore
yeah.
that game so much, and it deserves all the love, really. But
Me too. And I think just touching on that, I think the Alan Wake event is kind of showing shades of the right direction in terms of the scares that are
yeah,
involved in it. Because I think a lot of the kind of new kind of ghost events and stuff that happen in that event. I don't know how much you've played of it. I haven't played a whole lot of it, to be honest. But
I got
um,
I logged in
the
just to get the cards
yeah,
and to say that I did the event.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I played a handful of games on it, but there's a bunch of different new ghost events.
I did see that as well.
Probably just for for the Alan Wake event. But if it's anything to go by, because there was some in there that genuinely scared the hell out of me.
Oh,
So
seriously?
yeah, so if it was anything to go by for what 1.0 or horror 2.0, whatever they want to call it,
Whatever iteration they
it
want to call it
I
these
think I
days,
think
yeah.
they can pull it out of the bag, and I trust that they will. It's just I think the actual animation update and the customization update isn't quite what people
It's
expected it
not
to
quite
be.
there, no. Especially like seeing games like The Other Side, particularly, is in early access and
Yeah,
looks a far more polished product.
yeah. I did try the
Scares
demo of
me.
that way back when,
Yeah,
but yeah, I think the animations that they've done for Faz have just slowed everything down so much.
just
But yeah,
it's a
I'm
weird
sure they'll
one,
get.
but
Yeah, I'm sure they'll get
I'm
back
hoping
to
Kinetic, please Kinetic, fix it.
it.
Let's make this great again. Anything else? Anything else? Outbound, Phasmophobia. Anything
uh,
else noteworthy?
I mean, yeah, just the usual comfort games, really.
Class.
Bit of FIFA, bit of rematch. There's another one that I just tried called Inkwellers. It's
Okay.
it's a co-op puzzly type. Have you ever played any of the We Were Here games?
No, actually, but I'm
No.
aware of them at least
Yeah,
anyway.
kind of the same vein as that. You most of the time it's like kind of communication working together.
Right.
You
Okay.
kind of get
Okay.
separated, but what you're seeing helps the other person get
Cool.
past
Okay.
their part and stuff. Yeah, just yeah, a lot of co-op
Just nice cozy
games
stuff just
and
to
cozy
tide you
things.
over.
Getting yeah,
Well, this is it. Like Summer Games Fest is like next week, I think, and there'll be a whole load of wishlist me nows and shadow drop stuff as well. So we're coming into that part of 2026 now where there's just going to be tons of stuff coming out that we weren't sure of, or everything that they're going to pull the trigger on pre GTA 6, just all that kind of stuff. So I
yeah,
think from next week onwards, I think everyone's backlog is going to get that a little bit bigger as well.
yeah, for sure.
But I'm trying to think, I'm going back through the PlayStation catalog to see what I've been playing now. I'm like in this sort of I've fallen back into like my comfort zones here now. So I'm back playing Dead by Daylight with a vengeance again. I took a bit of a break from it. I think after like 2v8 and everything just got me a little bit like gassed out on that game.
Yeah,
I've been watching loads because I'm on the console. I don't get access to the PTB. Jason Voorhees, man,
Yeah.
Game changer, absolute game changer for that game. Now, the fact that he is finally here, I am so excited. Not only
Yeah.
is he like just this incredible presence. I think a lot of content creators have used the PTB as these like. I wonder if I tear the hook off the bracket and use it as a weapon, how many people can I hurt in one throw? Turns out Jason can do an awful lot now.
Oh
Like,
wow.
so he can rip off the hooks from the hook. He can use it as a spear. He has like 3 unique moris now, so he can like
Okay.
impale you from, if you are caught in second hook state, you can be impaled to the wall and you just get disemboweled. You can be disemboweled from the floor, and you can just, oh, he just is going to, when he gets full release, he's going to change the game completely
Right.
in a
Now,
terrifying sense to be.
admittedly, I don't know a whole lot about Dead by Daylight. I've watched you play it a
Yeah,
couple
yeah,
of
yeah.
times, and
Do you know what
uh,
though? It's one of those games that was like built 10 years ago specifically to be people like Jason to just have that presence and like
yeah,
ore farming effectively. So the
yeah,
fact that they have the license now just is oh, the game feels
yeah,
complete now.
yeah.
So
I
like we'll
did
launch in
see.
16th.
Yeah, I did see the they did a stream for it, didn't they? To tease him. Um, Obviously, at that point, I love things like that. I
It
love
was like a 13-hour
little,
stream as
yeah,
well of just the
I
cabin in the woods. It was
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. And every now and then, I think there was like someone walking in the background and fire
All the found
in through
footage
the
stuff as
trees and
well,
stuff.
yeah. And
Yeah.
then like
So,
they're creating lore that Jason has beef with all these other killers in the
oh, are they?
realm, and he's
Okay.
like, I'm just like, give me more.
Yeah,
Whoever's in charge of writing this stuff, like, just hook it into my veins. Really, really
yeah.
good stuff. Like, so Dead by Daylight has been mainly like my go-to at the minute. Now I picked up Exoprimal because it's, I think it's only got like 12 months left of live servers, and the game's £7.
Right.
It's Capcom, it's dinosaurs, it's basically everything that isn't Dino Crisis, without Capcom saying we're not committing to a Dino Crisis remake, but here's all the other random elements that made Dino Crisis, put it into a shooter game
Yeah.
and have fun with it. And that's exactly what I'm having. I'm having so much fun just running around. It's kind of like the Titanfall armament scheme,
Okay.
but you're running around shooting dinosaurs in infinite hordes. So I'll take it. I'll take it for a year before it just gets shut off completely. Like, but nothing of any major, no major titles being played here. It's just comfort stuff and dinosaurs.
Yeah. I have to say, I've got Resident Evil Requiem sitting ready to go, and I have
So
yet to
good,
launch it yet.
so good.
I've had it. I bought it in February when it came out, and I just
Yeah,
haven't got round to to
I
getting
day
it.
one Resident Evil 9 and then like
Yeah.
hammered through the campaign, and then I did the speed run for the sub 4 hour achievement, and then they dropped a arcade style game mode there a couple of weeks ago, and there's a
Okay.
new DLC kind of coming out, or
Yeah.
a new mode coming out maybe at some point next month maybe. That game's so good. It's like one of my contenders for game of the year, hands down.
Yeah. I just need to get it. I think I've got a little bit of like ADHD when it comes to games at the minute, and I'm just jumping between
You
everything. And
need
I
like, I need
really
to play
want
this
to.
game until it's complete, and then I need to play this game until it's complete. You
Well,
know that's not a bad way to be.
that's the opposite of what I'm doing. so I've got so many
Minutes of
games.
everything.
I've got so many games installed, and I'll dedicate a couple of hours to a game one night, and then the next night I'll go right back to my cozy games, or
Yeah.
back to my comfort games, bit of
I'm the
FIFA or
same. To
something,
be fair, I have like what
and
I'm
then I'll just not
playing
get back
on
to
the
it at all.
console. I'll have what I'm playing on the TV and stuff, and then I'll have what I'm just playing on the Portal as
Mm,
my cozy handheld at the game at the minute is Jedi Survivor. So I'm just
right,
playing. I'll do like a little bit of that on the Portal and
that
go.
doesn't sound too
That's enough
cozy.
for today. It's not. No, it's not because it's basically like a stressful Souls like. But you can do one little bit of an area and then just go. That is it. Saved.
Yeah,
Goodbye. Back to
that's
Dead by
enough of you.
Day. But enough about cozy souls likes and dinosaurs and roguelike beat 'em ups and shooters and all that kind of stuff. We're here to talk sports ball. The domestic season is over. The all the European competitions are over. We are into World Cup prep right now, and I thought, what better than to talk World Cup prep then let's get a starting 11 of all of our favorite gaming characters and in what position they would suit. And shall we send them off on the plane to America to try and bring home the gold for the gaming community? So, what we have done is I text Ryan the brief a couple of days ago and then changed the brief. So originally what we were going to do was do our top 5 aside teams that we thought would be really, really good and how that would work. And then I thought, let's do a little bit more synergy about this. Let's expand it out to a starting 11. So I have a starting 11. Ryan, you have a starting 11-ish, mostly.
Not quite, but yeah, I've got a handful.
What we'll do is then we'll go position by position. So we'll start with goalkeeper and end up with our 2 strikers then. And we'll kind of just pit our picks against each other, and then we'll see who's going to be a better fit for the squad as a whole then. And then we'll round things off by pick our captain and pick our manager as well. And then we'll come together and see where we stand and where we think that this team might go. So
Sounds
we'll take
good.
a little break and then we will crack straight on into our list here then. So, Ryan, World Cup teams. There's going to be a lot of them this year. Why not? Why not throw one more into the mix then? So we're going to curate our gaming starting 11 and we'll just get straight into it then. So I think what we'll do is we'll go straight into our goalkeeper position. I'm going to let you throw out the first name. And why do you think they should be our goalkeeper going into this tournament?
Okay. So yeah, like you said, we had the brief. 5-a-side was the initial brief, and for everyone, he changed the brief about 15 minutes before.
This is very true. I did.
So I've been rushing to try and get a few extra people. I had a 5-a-side, like I said. Got a few honourable mentions that have now become part of the
they've
squad.
Been drafted in.
They've been drafted in. But yeah, I've not really distinguished between like left backs and centre backs. Just kind of went defenders, midfielders.
Oh, okay.
So goalkeeper, my first pick, and just to note, I tried to make this. I tried to pick characters from games that I've played rather than just spitting anybody out, because
that's perfect. I think for the most part that's what I've done as well, is what very, very familiar characters, not just shoehorned in for the sake of they fit that position.
Yeah. And what this also did was completely expose how narrow my gaming library is in terms of mainstream characters and
amazing.
That kind
this
of
is
thing.
Incredible. So, you know what, though, the more niche the better in this instance. Then I think this is going to be incredible.
I think there's one in particular that would be pretty niche, and most of these are for obvious reasons. So I don't have too much to put behind my picks. So I'll start off with my keeper, Dr. Ock from Spider-Man PS4.
That's
obvious reason.
Great shout. I never even thought about that. Man's nothing but limbs.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I'm going to just counter that then.
Okay.
Oh, so this is going to really, because these are effectively what's going to happen is one's going to be starting keeper, one's going to be our bench keeper now. I've gone I
do have an honourable mention for keeper as well, but I'll let you counter first.
I went ever so slightly different with this approach. I thought if the back line fails, nobody's getting past this goalkeeper. I went for the Duke in Resident Evil Village.
Yeah, just plonk him in the goal.
Specifically for the later years Neville Southall kind of vibe, like, a bigger fella, but could move. And if you play Resident Evil 8, that man can move.
Yeah, I mean, you could also have him. You could have odds on him to eat a pie on the sidelines, couldn't you?
100%.
Do you remember that guy against Arsenal years ago?
Oh dear, yes, the fellow just eating the pies. Oh, incredible. Yeah, I just think we're in that vibe where I think if that back line is breached, nobody ain't getting past the Duke.
Yeah, I mean, there's no room to get the ball past him.
It's just we've gone for two very interesting approaches on this. I love the idea of The only thing I would say is that the Duke is a very static kind of person, whereas
But he
Doc
fills the
Ock, I have a
space. He does fill
he
the
fills the
space.
space. This Doc Ock has the villainous ten. I'm hoping that the villainous tendency doesn't take over, and his need to
Mm.
destroy Spider-Man doesn't, override the need for gold at the World Cup. So
Think
this
about it,
isn't
Ollie.
good.
The World Cup trophy is tritium. That's all you need.
Oh, I don't know now. So who are we gonna? So the Duke or Doc Ock? One of these people are going to start, and one's going to go to the bench. Oh, I don't know. No,
Mm,
I'm so taken aback by Doc Ock. I'm nearly inclined to give it to you.
really? I'll take
I'm
it. I'll take it.
so inclined.
My, I will say my
Only
honourable mention for it
go on. Let's hear
is
the honorable mention. Yeah.
I don't think it's better than either of our first picks anyway. Huggy Wuggy from Poppy Playtime.
That's
Huge
amazing.
limbs, big, massive hands that already look like goalkeeper gloves.
Do you know
Could do the
what?
job. Could do
I
the
think it's
job.
a big on. He's probably like our reserve keeper coach.
Yeah.
So I know in this instance I'm happy for the Duke to take all of the sub bench at this point,
The entire bench.
and we'll commit Doc Ock from Spider Man 2018. No, 2018. Yeah,
Somewhere
Insomniac
around there.
Spider Man. We're
Yes.
gonna lock in Doc Ock from Insomniac Spider Man into our goalkeeper position. Then, so the Duke
Love
is
it.
hitting the subs bench, which is quite good. So we're gonna need quite an extensive roster on this one. Then, so straight into the defenders. Then, who is going in at left back? I have one pick here, and this is one that is a cardinal special on this, and I can 100% back up this. I went for Max Caulfield from Life is Strange,
Okay.
not necessarily for any specific sporting capability, more for she's not going to be the typical modern left back that we're all used to. This is very much a she'll learn from a mistake, rewind time, and be able
Ah,
to
okay.
course correct. So there's a
Yeah.
bit of I'm going to go for the supernatural ability here as opposed to her physical prowess and athleticism.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you can have that. You can certainly have that. As I said, I've only really got two picks for defenders. That was kind of stemming off my five-a-side because my initial five-a-side formation only had one defender in it.
Oh, okay, okay. God,
Which,
even
yeah,
one defender in
on a
five
five-a-side.
aside is very
Well, when you hear it,
dangerous.
it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense.
So we've got
Um,
Mac Caulfield then filling in the left back slot. Then any defensive honourable mention then?
Not really honourable mention. The two that I've got would kind of be my centre back pairing.
Okay, cool. We'll go straight
So
into the centre back
yeah.
pairings then. So we'll let you lead the way on this one, and you pick your first name.
So my first name, who was my defender on my five-a-side team, Nico Bellic from GTA 4. Absolute hard man, Eastern European, Vidic type. Nemanja
Oh,
Vidic type.
I never would have made that connection. Nemanja Vidic type, Nico Bellic,
Take no shit.
right? Amazing. That is a one hell of a shout, Ryan. Suppose then this makes my because this is my push for captain, by the way. So my pick in this position was going to be Kratos from God of War.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
thinking like Vinnie Jones. This is like the Vinnie Jones
Well,
era.
yeah. I did. Vinnie Jones came to mind when I was thinking Nico Bellic as well.
This is the take
Um,
no nonsense, like Spartan rage, the full Spartan rage. I feel as if like no ain't no like
yeah.
there's no experience, or there's no youth that can outweigh his experience and his pure rage and hatred for all of
Someone just runs at him and he goes, "Boy," and
boy no exactly.
you have
I
the
just
ball.
think
You
like
have it.
there's no battle he's not losing.
Yeah.
I think he's just that stonewall
That
defender. He just is
that's fair.
absolutely taking that battle. So I think I'm happy to put Nico on the bench all the same, unless maybe we can make an argument from my
I was going to
second
say
centre half pick here.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I'll let my second pick. was a bit of a panic pick. This is one of the ones that I had to
Okay.
try and think of in the short time that I had between the goalposts shifting, pun intended. Other centre back for me, Marcus Phoenix, for the similar reasons. Just an
Oh,
absolute unit of a man.
tidy.
But
Joe, I let you
I
have
feel
that
like that.
then.
I was gonna say I feel like that would be depending on who your second pick would be. I feel like that's a similar style
I
and idea to Kratos
You went for the big
as
hard
well.
man style because it's even the hunch down run. I'd take that. Like I'd be scared of any. I'd be scared of that defensive pair. I actually went for Joel from The Last of Us. Again,
Okay.
I've gone for experience over youth. In this
Yeah.
instance, I think Joel, who is always very, resourceful in a pinch and a handy brick, never hurt anybody in in any playthrough of The Last of Us now.
Yeah.
But I think when you pair it with Kratos, oh, Marcus Phoenix is a much more reliable shout, and he commands a dressing room when you think about it as well.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he has cog soldiers doing his bidding for him, albeit the cog don't really like what Marcus does at the best of times.
When in doubt,
But
Rosette.
no, I like that. That is a centre back pairing that I never thought I would hear on. Well, I mean, Gears of War being now in part of the PlayStation family,
Yeah.
but not a pairing I would have ever put in my on my bingo card. But Marcus
Yeah.
Phoenix takes up the
I'm happy to
second.
mix and match the centre back pairing if
I
you.
quite like this idea of having two hard men
Yeah.
because it means that with my right back pick particularly provides a little bit of extra cover. Then my right back pick, for obvious reasons, is Sonic the Hedgehog. The man has got legs.
Oh no.
The man
No.
has got legs.
Oh no.
And
I'll
there's not really much more argument for that. He is the perfect overlapping right back that we all need.
I have Sonic in my team, but not as a defender.
Do you have him
He's
higher up the
he's
field?
he's a winger. He's a winger for me.
He isn't for a winger.
He
Okay.
is my winger. Yeah, so I mean, he could be a wing back.
I'd be very keen to put him in the right wing back because I think you need to
Yeah.
give Sonic the full length of the pitch to go and have his impact. If he has to do it only in that middle of the park to the final third position, you're not utilizing him properly. I think if you can give him overlapping with, particularly who I might have picked for my right winger, I think
Okay.
that's a very good relationship potentially working there.
Okay.
I would be keen because I think I might have a bit more of a stacked midfield option. I'm happy to put Sonic in that right wing back, right a fullback position. We'll keep Nico Bellic in the subs bench at least anyway. So we've got a bit of a we can resort to a back three if necessary.
Okay. So who's the back four then? It's Max
Our back
Caulfield.
four is Max
Is it
Caulfield, Kratos, Marcus
Kratos?
Phoenix, and
Marcus
Sonic the
Phoenix.
Hedgehog,
Okay. Okay.
with
Okay.
Doc Ock.
Great.
This team's got off to an
Fantastic.
absolute flyer here.
Yeah.
So, and then with our defensive subs are Nico Bellic, Joel from The Last of Us, and the Duke from Resident
Yes.
Evil.
Yes.
Not a
Fantastic.
bad, not a bad start. Then
Now,
I
it
would
sounds
be
like you're going to
afraid
have
of
to
that.
do. Sorry, I was just going to say, it sounds like you're going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting in the midfield for choices.
I have
Putting
a good
Sonic,
couple of
putting
anchor
Sonic,
points, and
yeah,
yeah,
putting Sonic into the defense reduces my midfielder picks to one.
okay.
So,
Oh dear. It's a good thing though. The ones that I have kind of in mind are surefire picks, I think.
okay,
But we can
and I
have a
think
little nosy at that here now because the one pick
yeah,
that I didn't really have in line was my like left hand side as such. Again,
okay,
it doesn't necessarily in terms of where the wingers go, not really that big a deal to be honest.
yeah,
Um, do you want to fire out your midfield pick here and we'll see how we can fit them into the
yeah,
system then?
yeah. So my midfield pick then, obviously with Sonic being lost to the art of the defence, um, bit of a niche one. I think this is probably the most niche pick on my list, and in mind that he would probably be the kind of playmaker number 10 kind of position.
Okay.
Aiden Pierce from
Oh,
Watch Dogs,
okay.
with the sole
Make that
reason
make sense to
being
me then, Ryan.
so he uses his phone to hack into things, open doors, all that kind of stuff. The perfect person to unlock a defense. Come on.
I like it. When in doubt, hack all their stuff. I am not hating that idea, to be honest. So we're going to put him kind of in the sort of cam role, then that kind
Yeah.
of floating 10, shall we say. Aiden Pierce, I don't mind that at all. From Watchdogs, I'm just writing these down as I go and then
Yeah.
reserving everyone for the benches then. So we've got Cam, CDM, left, right, and then we're going to have our two strikers then. So that puts our number 10 in quite nicely. So I'm going to go the opposite direction. I'm going to put in I've been talking about before we recorded there, our Makalele role, our
Yes.
anchor for the defenders now. So I'm going for Solid Snake.
Okay.
I think the man is calm, knows what he's doing, is able to think on his feet. He is resourceful when needs be, when his back's against the wall, and he can procure a lot of stuff on site. I have a feeling, and also I just think that he can just cut a defense open if he needs to with a
The
good just
scanning would be on
slice
point.
a long ball to our fast paced wingers here now. So
Yeah.
I think he would just sit
Arguably a
really
captain type as
nicely.
well.
Sorry.
Arguably a captain type as well.
Maybe he's definitely up there in the conversation
Yeah.
now. So I think he's going to sit just kind of nicely in that little anchor point. And then if he
Yeah.
needs to come out, he can. Like he doesn't want to be too. You don't want to be too close to Kratos and Marcus Phoenix when things kind of fall apart. Then, so Solid Snake. If you're happy to put Solid Snake in our
Yeah.
sort of central or CDM role, then
Yeah. Absolutely fine with
let
that.
us lock him in. I also just was thinking about this here now. I have a potential bench. If not, we'll have a look at the cam roll. Sort of, we'll circle back to it here now. Actually, I had Crash Bandicoot as my originally. I had
Okay.
him as like a box to box player. I had him as like the Yaya Toure kind of role in this instance. I
Right.
think with Snake organizing that sort of defensive line, or being that man before the defense, he allows Crash to just come in and tear through that midfield and create options and opportunities. No, so we can
I
pick the
have to
finer
say,
details.
yeah, I hope that was a pun to say that he was a box to box type.
Do you know what? No, it wasn't. Oh no.
Love it.
Oh god damn. Oh, that's incredible. Yes, yes, it was, and I
Yes, it
totally
was.
meant it.
Good save. Good save.
So, honorable mention would be Crash Bandicoot. We can fine tune these once we have all of our
Yeah.
positions in. My pick that I'm tempted to put him in the meantime in like a left wing position because
Yep.
he's a little bit wild and maybe kind of cuts in a little bit.
Unpredictable.
Yeah. So we'll put Crash Bandicoot in our left wing position and
Happy with that.
that'll take us quite nicely into how we can make the Sonic right wing pair work then,
Okay.
if you'll allow it. So this is a lover pick. He originally wanted him to be placed in the upfront role. And I've kind of thought this works slightly better because he has a solid footwork. It's Hwarang from Tekken.
Okay. Okay.
Kickboxing genius, light on his feet, strong with his feet. I think playmaker, set pieces. I'm thinking corner kicks. I'm thinking penalties. I'm also thinking good overlapping passage of play with Sonic, and you'd be able to get a box. Especially when you think if I've got a little and large strike partnership in my mind,
Okay.
you want to have a man who can get a good cross in here now. So I'm thinking Hwarang from Tekken is our right winger. to
Okay.
link
Yep.
in with Sonic.
Yep. Happy for that to happen.
Amazing. So our bench, our midfield is looking, our reserves are looking a little thin at the minute here. So we're going to have to kind of look at some honorable mentions here towards the
Okay.
end for our midfield, even if it's a case of just overload the box with, or overload the midfield with some Aloys, some Lara Croft, um, some Nathan
Just throw
Drake,
everybody in
someone,
there.
people who can just do a job. That's what they do. Like, they are plucky. They're industrious. I'm happy enough to stick them kind of in our within the roster. I'm happy enough to do that. They're always going to come in and do a job. They're a jack of all trades. Their skill trees speak for themselves in this instance as well. But I think the two main ones here, I think we just need to look at our striking partnership then. So
Yep.
who have you got as one of your first picks?
Okay. So you've said that you've got a little and large pairing going on. I've kind of got style and substance as
Style and substance. Okay.
as my pairing. My first pick to meet the style part of that, Leon Kennedy,
Okay.
acrobatic as fuck.
I mean, a backflip isn't a bad thing to have, especially if you've got Sonic ripping in crosses Huarang on the overlap and
Yeah,
everything as well.
that man is going
That's
to
not a
score
bad
overhead
thing to
kicks for
have.
days.
That's not a bad thing to have at all, actually. So that's our style. Who's our
Yes,
substance then?
my substance is John Marston from Red Dead Redemption.
Is
Hit
he
them
your
with the
like
dead
poacher?
eye.
Is he your the dead eye?
Hit them with the dead eye. Lock on to the top
The,
bins.
the
Boom.
opposing keeper never stood a chance.
Unless it's the Duke
Oh,
in their goal.
unless it's the Duke is right. Okay, well this is interesting then because my little and large, I've gone for Titus, however we want to pronounce it from Final Fantasy X.
Okay.
I think with the raw ability that he has, he there's a player there.
Right.
He's going to be eager to get into the box. He's going to be eager to be dealing damage. We want him to score in goals in this situation. And he's also got a great celebration for whenever he does bag a goal, bag a hat trick, do whatever he does. He goes, ha 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 ha. That is the little. In my
Okay.
my large is Gaius from Shadow of the Colossus.
Okay. Can't say I know who that is, but
A humongous. I don't even want to know what I want to call it. I just called it a thing, a
a
colossus, and
thing.
Lova was like, "They're people too, you know." He is like one of the bosses in Shadow Colossus, but he is like a climbable. He is
Okay.
about the size of a mountain for
Okay.
context. So I'm thinking, I got like
Got some
when I
work to
had
get
this
it
in
on his
mind, I
head.
was like, this is Jermaine Defoe and Peter Crouch hard at work here now. All these crosses are just going to go into the big man who's going to knock it down, bring everyone else into the game. And like I'm thinking, if you have Gaius from Shadow of the Colossus knocking down a ball here for Crash Bandicoot on the cutting inside here, it's a dangerous method to have. And then
Yeah.
Titus, the only thing I would say, I'm actually more likely going to say John Marsden over Titus for yourself because you had me at Deadeye.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Deadeye is just something that is going to be needed in this team. So I think we're going to go with John Marston.
Yep. Happy with that.
And I think we need a target man. I do think we need a target man. A target man is a thing seldom seen in football these days, so I think we do
Yeah.
need to bring it back.
Yeah. You see, your pick there seems like a bit of a cheat code, so it would be hard to argue against that.
Plus, I don't think we could have two massive characters quite in a physical space as well, occupying our bench
On the
here as
bench.
well. Like it would just be like, oh look at these. Like I say, we've got a cheat code here. We're not going to bring them though. We're not going to use them.
Yeah.
That to me looks like one hell of a team. Gaius from Shadow of the Colossus playing it down for John Marsden, who just dead eyes it into the bottom, into top bins. I think that is just like are the only position I maybe am thinking like, do you switch? Do you put Crash in the number 10 role in that sort of central, in that attack and midfield position, give him a little
Hmm.
bit more attack and freedom, or do you allow Crash to run the wings and cut in and do what he needs to do that way?
Yeah,
Guys, let us know in the comments. That's probably what I would say on that one. Um, I think that is a pretty banging starting 11. Should we have a wee run through it and see how it sits with us at the minute?
yeah, yeah. Go for it.
Starting in goal, Doc Ock from Spider Man from Insomniac. At left back, we've got Max Caulfield from Life is Strange. At centre back, our pairing of Kratos and Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War and God of War, respectively. Although I really like that we have two GOW franchises as our centre back pairing. That's really, really nice. Rounding off the defence, we have is Sonic the Hedgehog. In our defensive midfield position, we've got Solid Snake. Left midfield, Crash Bandicoot. Right midfield, Huarang from Tekken. And central attacking, we've got Aiden Pierce from Watch Dogs.
Yes.
So our striking options then, I'm actually really pleased with how this one looks now. We've got Gaius from Shadow of the Colossus, and we have John Marsden. So I think we have a little bit of a cheat code into that
Yeah.
in that situation then. So I am really, really confident in our chances here now. Making the bench then, we've got the Duke from Resident Evil 8, Nico Bellic from GTA 4, Joel from The Last of Us, Titus from Final Fantasy X. Leon Kennedy is making the bench in this instance as well.
Yeah.
And then we're just going to stick some raw talent on as well as just a few honorable mentions there. We're going to have your Aloys from Horizon Zero Dawn. You're going to have your Lara Crofts. You're going to have your Nathan Drakes. I think Astrobot has a home somewhere on the bench. Maybe not so much as a
Yeah.
utility player, but I think very much as a bubbly mascot that keeps
Someone,
everyone happy.
someone that I was trying to stay away from because I felt like it might have been too obvious as well.
How do
Master
you?
Chief.
This is the
Master
thing.
Chief
No,
has to
people
be
can
in there
put him
somewhere.
in. Master Chief, I think, can like inspire people. I think he's one of
Yeah.
those like kind of like.
Could be a
Do I want to
potential
say
manager
like
shout.
James Milner? Kind of. He's been here for a while.
Yeah. He's
He's
been around the
done what he
block.
needs to do, and now he's here to kind of usher in this new generation of player.
Yeah.
I would agree
There's
with that actually. I think Master Chief came up in like a lot of research. I say as much research as you can do for an
yeah.
episode like this, but a lot of
Yeah.
people were like, Master Chief Key is really inspiring and is a really good player and would be really good in this situation. I'm like, whatever you say, guy on the
Yeah.
internet.
Yeah, it could be a manager shout
Do you know
as
what?
well.
Definitely. I mean, my manager shouts actually. Before we do that, should we pick a captain? Who do we think is the most likely going to lead this team to glory then? I have my pick. I think I have my pick of Kratos, and I think Kratos just purely, it's more of an intimidation thing. I'm kind of
Yeah.
thinking of like, if I had to describe Kratos in a sporting entity, I don't know if you've watched Ted Lasso.
No, I've not.
Oh, he's very much, and the name has literally escaped from me here. Roy Kent from Ted
Yes,
Lasso.
I've seen some clips of him.
Just that hard man
Yes.
mentality. He doesn't really know what's going on, but he's just there to cause harm and be ferocious. So I don't know who
Yeah.
you might have an idea for your captain pick. But we could look
Yeah, I
in
mean now
whoever doesn't
yeah,
make
I
the cut could
think
be the vice.
yeah, I'm pretty happy with a centre back as a captain. I
Good
think
strong captain.
yeah, it's kind of hard to argue against Kratos, and I wouldn't want to be the one to say that he's not the captain to his face.
You try
So,
telling him he's not. You try telling him he's not captain material. You just get
yeah,
that stare down, boy.
look at me, I'm
So
captain.
I have two picks for the manager. And I'm
Okay,
kind of, I could take or leave either of them in this instance. And so let me hear one of your shouts. Who do you have thinking that
okay.
could unite
I
this group and unite this locker room?
When you put it like that, it's going to be even more funny. But I do only have one pick for this, and I picked Abe from Abe's Odyssey. the the ability to get his point across to any player on the pitch through mind control would just be peak. Not having to shout over the crowd, just do as we "Hoi, hoi, 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 hoi," and, he's gone.
God
It's
damn it.
it's it's happened. Or if things are going really bad, he can control the other team and make them slip like Steven Gerrard.
That's not a bad. Do you know what, actually, I've used this character in a previous side quest where we talked about who is our like our gaming Avengers. We did this one a couple of years ago, and my team leader, I picked Captain Price.
I did have Captain Price in mind for the actual team, but
Captain
I just
Price
couldn't put
for
him in anywhere.
me is like a little bit too, particularly in the original Modern Warfare 2, he goes a little bit off the rails and I think makes some decisions that were somewhat questionable for the grander team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, i.e., calling in strikes against like and danger close on all and trying to stop everything that goes on in the Modern Warfare era. A little bit can fly off the rails a little bit quick. I'm a lot happier to kind of put him as the assistant in this instance and have Abe from Abe's Odyssey as leading this. I, you know what, like I completely forgot about the mind control, and I think that is just a perfect way to unite everybody. Just get them all on the same page. Like I've got
It might not be the right page, but he will get everyone on
there
the
is a
same
page.
page.
They're on a page at this point. My other pick was only for the fact that like the Futurama game exists. I would
Right.
have said the Hypnotoad as well as an
Okay.
honorable mention, but I think crossover gaming crossovers is probably not a fit for what we're trying to
Yeah.
achieve
I
here.
mean, there was a couple of grey areas. I think I tried to. I know I picked Doctor Rock, but I tried to stay
I
as
like
far
that.
away
That I
as
don't want though.
I tried to stay as far away as I could from picking other superheroes because it does feel a
Yeah,
bit cheap, a little bit. Likewise, you could have just said, "I play FIFA. Let's just pick real players."
Ibrahimovic in every position, please.
So,
Do you know what? I'm not hating that. I wasn't sure where this was going to go, especially after we said like, well, I said that we'll go from five-a-side to a full start in 11, and
yeah,
I thought that what I've really liked about this, there were very seldom were any clashes in that. We've kind of had a position in mind, and they've made and been able to fit a system, and I think that that is a really good. You know, we'll let the listeners, we'll let the viewers decide in the comments. Are we absolutely mental? You know, this is 45, 50 minutes of just talking about fictional characters playing
kicking the ball
football
around.
together and having to coexist and making this work. Um, has this been an enlightening experience? It has very much so on my part. I've had an absolute blast talking about this and
It's been
running tactics
enjoyable,
and
at least.
how you would do it. The listeners, I don't know. If you've tuned in this long, thank you.
You deserve your own World Cup.
You're the real MVP. But Ryan, do you want to know what the real MVP is on this podcast? It's the
What's
wrap
that?
up section. So I think we should go there now. And there it is. Ryan, thank you so much for that. That was amazing. That was a lovely little insight into your gaming strategy, into what you would put in. I think we've come to some good compromises there. We've got a good team to send to the States, and I'm expecting that World Cup to come home to high scores, high stakes towers. But that is another episode all wrapped up. We are done for the side quest this week. Next week, I am hoping we will be airing our season 6 finale. So keep an eye out for that. It's going to be chaos as always. There's going to be a lot of points on the line, and whoever's going to end up with the cup is still anybody's guess. It probably won't be Cardinal, and I certainly hope it won't be Lova. Again, thank you so much, Ryan. If you have the floor for the next 30 seconds or so, if you want to tell everyone on the internet where they can find you, then.
Yeah, again, thank you very much for having me on. It's been a blast. You can find me on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, X, Instagram, TheMightyRyan. You'll find me. Yeah, I haven't streamed so much over the last little while, but I'm hoping to get back to it
Yes,
sometime
do.
later
I've
in the
always
year.
enjoyed jumping into your streams. They've always been a good balance of chaos and good vibes. Like if it's not like the last couple of games you were playing was a lot of Phasmophobia, and you were doing the Walking
Yeah.
Dead series as well. So
Yes, I did do
be
that for a
very
little
keen to
while.
see get them picked
Yeah.
up again, definitely. But yeah, man, thank you so much for coming on. It's been an absolute blast having just someone to bounce off this nonsense for the last hour or so, at least. Anyway, it's been great crack. But guys, if an hour of your week isn't enough, high scores, high stakes. Get over to highscoreshighstakes.com and that will fill your boots with everything we are and everything we are doing on the internet, on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, X, all the other stuff. We have a Patreon. We're not using the Patreon, but we have one. We also have a fourth wall merchandise store. Anything that you do will always go back into the podcast to make the podcast all that little bit better. It is not expected, but it is always appreciated. I don't think I have anything else left to say. I think I have boxed off everything except I have been Tomahawk, and this has been High Scores, High Stakes. Take care. Love you all. Bye.
Bye.